Hi there, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope this reading finds you well and enjoying March thus far. We're almost at April, right? And this new moon is in Aries. So, quite a power punch of a new moon, right? It's like the very first sign of the zodiac, and a new moon is a beginning, a new beginning in and of itself. So it's a wonderful time to lay the groundwork for a vision that we are crystallizing, that we are hoping to bring into manifestation and fruition in some shape or form, right? And so it's a lovely time to crystallize the vision, to think deeply, right, about what it is that we want to create, what it is that we want to bring to manifestation in some shape or form. And the process of that, right, on one hand, aligning and identifying and acknowledging whatever it is that we desire and whatever it is that we seek, while at the same time, right, recognizing, making peace with, releasing what doesn't serve us into that future. So it's a beautiful time, right, to meditate, and I hope that these readings are helpful for you in some way through that journey forward. All right, thank you so much. And without further ado, here we go. Hi there, Aquarius. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is your new moon reading. I was just shuffling for you before I turn on the camera, and out popped the 10 of Pentacles upright and the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. 2 Pentacles cards. One speaking to culmination, closing out of a cycle, and another to progression. But the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. So let's get a feel here for what I feel this wants to come out. Okay. Aha. 8 of Swords. Sorry, 8 of Wands. 8 of Wands. But I said 8 of Swords. It could relate to perhaps some sort of conversation that needs to take place with others in your environment. Okay. But it's interesting because you're going from a 7 to an 8. 10, 7, 8. 8 in the very middle here. Okay. Pull a few more cards for you. Yes, that wants to come out. Ooh, 8 and 9. Okay. 5 of Swords. I'm going to pull 2 more for you. 3. Let's pull 3. There we go. 4 of Cups in reverse in your theme, overlaying the 10 of Wands in reverse, overlaying the Hanged Man upright, overlaying the World. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay, and the World is overlaying the Hierophant in reverse, overlaying the Emperor upright, overlaying the 9 of Wands upright. Okay, Aquarius. Look. There's absolutely a closing out of a cycle, okay, as it regards career, finances, or whatever it is that we contribute to on a day in, day out basis that we feel, right? It's like we need to step up from whatever this old way of doing things has been. It needs to be regenerated in some kind of way, right? Reinvented in some kind of way. Reinventing the wheel. I'm also getting that. And there's a need to communicate how we feel about this. And perhaps, right, this is a change that you've been wanting to make, that you've been resisting in maybe some kind of way, speaking out about officially. But it's been long past due. 10 of Wands in reverse. You are ready. You've been ready for this. But whatever this coming out about your truth is, Aquarius, you know that once you do that, right, it's going to require you to change your ways. Okay, so your attachment to the physical, tangible world, the material world, and even the ideology, right, that you have of, I'm hearing money, making money, right? What is money? What is my relationship to the work that I do? working through that sort of concept, and confounding whatever you don't align with, right, with that concept, within that concept, will require you, right, to change your ways. It's like, what's my truth? What do I believe in? Oh, well, you know what? I believe in XYZ. Well, that means, right? Like, now that I'm aligned with my truth, my personal conviction, I realize that I've been doing things that don't align with that truth. And so it requires me to change my ways in some kind of profound way. So I'm feeling that you've been doing things in a certain way for a very long time. And it's now the uprooting of that. It's the realization of, like, whoa, like, these clothes no longer fit me. Like, did these clothes ever fit me? Right? You're realizing it's like, now's the time to shed that snakeskin. Now is the time to align with truth, right? It's time to transform. It's time to transform. And environment is a big, big component of that. I'm feeling for you. Once you fully transform, right, this transformation is going to require you not just to, right, wake up from the night and bat your wings about in the cave. It's like, when you wake up, when this bat wakes up, you are going to fly into, like, outer space. Like, that's where this bat is going. So, and it's not going to be conventional. It's not going to be conventional, but it's going to lead you to a position of greater stability of self. So while the path there and the means by which you bring about the stability is unconventional, is unstable in some kind of way, is maybe even unsettling, right? It's ultimately leading you to stability, groundedness, and just feeling really one with ourselves, one with our path, feeling productive, feeling like there is a certain very efficient, effective application of our fire, our creative potential. Okay? But again, it's mysterious. It's like there's an element to this world that is unknown, right? And even when you, like, get there, even when the inherent nature of whatever this world is stable and yet not. Okay, so, and you pulled the Fool. I believe you got this card in your April reading. Yes, I believe. Okay, Aquarius. So you pulled the Ten of Cups. You have 3 tens popping up for you. This is a closing out of a significant cycle in your life, and it's regarded to, like, consumed every part of your being. And it's like, when I make this change about this one part of my life, right? Just this, even when I have this just very seemingly compartmentalized awareness, newfound awareness about some aspect of life, even philosophically, right? You then realize, I need to change everything, right? That's like a domino effect, right? Believing in this, wanting to align with this, changing my relationship with this requires of me, right, to change my whole being, right? And really that makes sense, because it's the alignment, right, that comes about by way of the alignment that we have within every part of our being, right? Mind, body, soul. Are we acting from a place that is fully aligned on every level, right? Everything being comprised of energy. So, right, it's like the example is like, I want to raise my vibration. I want to live love, light, right? Harmony, peace with myself and thereby with others, right? By way of that reflection. Well, are my thoughts, right, of that vibration? Is what I speak, right? My words, the way I communicate, does it reflect that desire, right? That vibration, that alignment? Does what I eat similarly, right, align, right? My habits, absolutely habits. And I'm feeling that this is something that it's like you've been feeling you wanted to do this. You've been feeling like you needed to do this. But in some shape or form, you remained, right, in a position of almost like stagnancy. It's like, I know I gotta do this, but I'm gonna wait until something almost makes me, like pushes me out on stage, right? It's time, but I'm feeling you now came, right? It hasn't been a matter of something profound coming about, shocking or otherwise. It's like this has all come by way of your own personal realization, okay? And so where maybe in the past you thought, I'll do it, right? I'll do it. I'll speak my truth. I'm going to act in my highest light. I'll make this change once I have that push, right? Once the circumstance changes, then I will change. But I'm feeling that and I got the same feeling for Taurus in their reading, okay? I feel that you're realizing it's not about, right, what comes first, the chicken or the egg. Does my environment have to change before I change my ways? Or is it about me? Is the focus on me, right? Me changing me first, myself first, before, right? Shifting everything around me, my relationship to everything around me. So, okay, now you have the Fool, right? And I'm feeling that, I will say this, a lot of whatever this changes, I'm sensing for some of you, this is going to apply to a number of you, takes place first in a stage of the ideological stage, right? Thinking about, meditating on, ruminating on, what do I align with, right? Before making the change, right? It's like acting from the inside out first. What at my core, what even is my dream? What do I want to actualize? What do I want to manifest? What does it look like, taste like, sound like, smell like, feel like, right? Crystallizing the vision so that we even know, right? What do we want to go after? Okay, so I'm feeling that by way of that, okay, and I'm sensing that it has to do with your career or whatever it is that you contribute to on a long-term basis that you feel brings you a sense of stability and groundedness. Stability and groundedness is a big concept here, and there's a movement towards self-sufficiency as regards that, absolutely. Now, I feel that you're moving out of whatever this cycle has been in a way that is it's like unconventional. It's like what I'm getting here, Seven of Pentacles in reverse, is like there. It's like as if you're in this like dungeon area, right? And you're like, okay, I gotta get out of here. Like this is not where my dreams lie, right? But instead of taking the staircase up, right, just the staircase that everyone takes, to leave the dungeon, you're like, I'm gonna take this secret passageway like out of here, and it's like a staircase that takes you sort of zigzag, but it's like, so whatever this, I feel like you're like not just leaving the situation, right? It's like you are transmuting it in a way that is very like, it's unconventional, which is very much a Uranus kind of energy, right? The ruling planet of Aquarius. So I feel that you're like you're tapping into that, you're stepping into that, and you're doing what's right for you personally. Okay, you're like really getting deep with that alliance with what you believe, your personal conviction, but also your very creative space. Okay, and that's what's leading you out of the situation. All right, it's not the event, right, that leads you out. It's the realization that you come to on your own terms, okay, that initiates this change. So, but by way of that, right, things are going to change. Absolutely, things are going to change. And again, right, you're going to need to uproot, right, old sort of propensities, ways of thinking, acting, believing, and so on. And I'm feeling that, right, with the Fool. It's like the Fool leaves behind a world that, of the Three of Pentacles, which I remember you guys got this card in your previous readings, in a light of sort of entrapment, if I remember it correctly, right? There was a feeling, not of entrapment, but feeling that this is not the be-all, end-all. And it was paired with the Three of Cups, I believe. So, right, it's like you're leaving behind a world that does not fully, right, make you feel stable in an independent way. And you've realized that, and you've committed to the journey ahead. And so what you're required to do, right, there's a lot of confrontation with the closing out of a cycle, with the transformation of our being on many levels. And so the Fool, right, is moving straight into this Ten of Cups in reverse. So there's a lot of emotional baggage even that I'm feeling that regards whatever the closing out of this cycle is. And there's a need to absolutely, right, communicate, express these emotions, right? Yes, like if you need to say something, if you need to make your peace, right? Say what you need to say, pay your dues, say goodbye, right? Not even pay your dues, but just close it out, right? Close it out. I'm feeling it's going to behoove you to do that. That's going to be what you move through. And right, new moon is a beautiful time to make peace with the past, recognize what's holding us back, and crystallize the vision, the path forward of where we want to move to, right, with this Fool. So I'm feeling that this is the final goodbye. That's what I'm feeling. It's like the final closing out. But it requires you, right, as simple as the decision is to make a change and reorient yourself. There is still a lot of work that must be done, but I'm feeling it's internal work. And it's almost like, right, it's like packing your bags, right? Imagine that you've lived with, I don't know, a house of people, maybe during study abroad or something. That's just an example, right? And so you guys have lived together for quite some time, and it's been an experience of its own, and you've experienced a lot, and a lot has happened, and a lot is, right, you grew through whatever this experience was. But it's now time to part, right? The session is over, and you're realizing, right? It's like I see you with like your luggage in hand, and you're like moving through this house, and saying goodbye to every person one by one, right? Like, and this has been a situation that has been for a while. I'm feeling okay. So whatever this is, it's like time to unravel the contents, and right. It's like give what belongs back to certain people, or just make peace, right, with certain situations. I'm feeling that that's important as well. Okay, so there's a feeling of closure. Okay, closure that's needed. Now, the Nine of Cups in reverse beneath the Eight of Wands, going from an 8 to a 9, both in reverse. And so there's such an alluding to the overflow of emotions, the release of emotions, of many emotions. It's an emotional well that we're seeing here. And you're leaving, you gotta let it go. Like, you gotta let it go. Whatever emotions keep you tied to the past, that somehow make this otherwise clear path muddled, right? Like the Fool's trying to move forward, right? But all this water is creating mud. And the Fool's like, how do I make my way through the mud? Right? So it's like, so it's also about this. I'm getting this. I'm feeling there's a lot of emotions that need to be let out, that need to be worked through, that need to be communicated. And the more that you channel, right? And express these propensities in a way that is, right, not just sudden, like dumping my buckets over, like all of them at the same time, so there's a big puddle here. It's like, right? It's like there's a temperament with which this expression is taking place, and I'm feeling there's going to be a calm after the storm. Okay. After all is said and done, but you have the Five of Swords pointing straight at the Nine of Cups in reverse. I'm getting lay these emotions down heavy, but softly. Okay. So, right, again, it's almost like I see you like carrying a really heavy, imagine that you're holding like a big pool of water, like the blow up pools, the plastic blow up pools, and you have this heavy pool right in your hands, and you're just walking very slowly carrying this thing, like waiting to set it down, right? That's what it's like. It's like you're delivering the expression of your emotions, and it's a lot, and so you got to walk carefully with that, right? So that it's a smooth sort of experience, transition, right? I'm feeling getaway, like you're trying to make an exit, but you want to do it smoothly, okay? And I believe, was it Libra? Another sign got this very similar concept, okay? Nonetheless, there is a need to, right, as it regards the laying down of these emotions, setting our cards out on the table, there is an element of needing to rip off the Band-Aid, which I'm now seeing right side up. I like it. And I'm feeling a lot of self-empowering energy for you, Aquarius. I feel that this propensity that perhaps in the past that held you down in some way, that disempowered, supposedly, right? That's an illusion, right? We always have that ability within us to act from a place of truth, of alignment with ourselves. It's just that decision, right? Of stepping into our light, right? And recognizing, acknowledging our light. And so, right, it's like I'm feeling the propensity to shy away from whatever that change, that transformation, that discussion has been, is now changing. And you're taking the reins with it. And you're realizing, you know what? Yes, once I communicate this, once I make this change, nothing is going to be the same, right? My world is going to change. And perhaps there's no going back, right? It's like once I break through this worm, there's no taping it back. So, but you're ready to do it. You're ready to pop the balloon, burst the bubble, like, because this energy is awaiting to move forward. It's so bright. It's so bright. And once you get through this, once you communicate this, once you work through all these heavy emotions, right? I'm getting also like a Neptunian feeling. Okay. That feeling of like feeling so many emotions, and maybe so many other people's emotions are involved, that it's like, where do we all stand in this pool? Right? Like, are these your emotions or my emotions? Did you just pee in the pool? Like, I feel something weird, but I don't know what that is. Like, it's that kind of thing, right? It's like that Neptunian feeling, right? The illusion, all right? Space where we don't even really have a sense of boundaries, but we feel things. So, but you're seeking clarity. Start clarity with the Fool. So it's almost like the Fool's got to move through this like pool of this sea of like green, murky, mossy water in this pond, right? But once you do that, I feel like this Fool's going to come out like, yes, his its fur is going to be somewhat green, right? From the moss that it just trudged through. But that's like a battle wound, right? It's like the Fool's gonna come out like totally like revitalized, ironically, right? Ironically, it's like the victory. Like I just made it through this really, right? The victory over myself, over my fear, the conceived fear, right? Which is just an illusion. I've made it through that. I've spoken my truth, right? And I stand on the other side of this pond now. Yes, I'm a little dirty. I'm a little, right? Like this is the feeling I'm getting, Aquarius. It's like, you know, in the movies, there's that, right, that scene where, right, it's like I'm picturing something so descript. Like, I feel like it was in the movie with I don't remember, but okay. And maybe it's a 29 dresses or something like that, 26 dresses. I don't know. It was one of those romantic comedies. Okay, nonetheless, there's a scene where, right, it's like there's a man and a woman and they're getting married, but the woman has this really good friend, crush, whoever, who right, they like loved each other. They really, oh, it was the bridesmaid. The bridesmaid. Okay. And that's the name of the movie. Okay. And so the woman who's getting married is like in love with her best friend, who never really confessed his love for her as well in a really direct, outright way. And so they right, they didn't quite make it together, right? And so she was going to get married to someone else. But then at the very end, right, that scene where she's getting married officially to this other guy who's not really right for her, right? Out comes barging in the best friend. But he has like run through a storm. And I think the whole thing takes place in something like Ireland. And right, he's like running through the mud and his hair is all wet and he barges into this wedding, right? And it's at that moment where they're like, right, any objections or something like that. Do they say that at the wedding? I think that's like in court, right? To any objections, but right, it's like, speak now or forever hold your peace. That's it. So it's like barges right in, but he looks completely like he's been, right, treading through a forest for like months, okay, with dirt on his pants. And so, but it's that feeling where he's like, I don't care. Like, I am so aligned, right, with what I'm coming after, what I'm seeking. I'm so aligned with myself, right? And that was the whole concept even of that movie. A big concept of that movie was like, he never really fully came to terms with his love for her, right? His desire to be one with her, to enter a space of greater vulnerability. So it was like at the end, it's the alignment, right? It's the alignment with your purpose and your sense of conviction that drives you forward, that makes that progress and movement, that is that push. That's what that push is. It's not the circumstance changing, right? And that was another part of the movie, right? Where he was thinking, right, it's almost like, I really feel one way about her. I really like her. But I'm not going to say it. Like, I'm going to wait until something happens. Either she breaks up with this guy and then I'll say it, but I'm not going to actually take the reins with it. So I'm feeling that propensity, right? It's like, you're now like, I'm not going to sit around and wait for the circumstance to change. I realize that the change is the change that I make. It comes by way of my own doing and my own adamance and my own alignment with myself, being so solid on the direction I'm moving in that force and that power can get me through anything, even the murkiest, deepest of waters, right? And whatever I look like when I get to the other side is fine by me, because whatever I look like is going to be real, and it's going to reflect, right, my experiences that are real, that speak to my truth, my authenticity. So align with that. Align with that, Aquarius, as much as you can. I'm feeling during this new moon, right? It's a beautiful time to recognize, right, what holds us back still, where we're trying to move forward to, and what is the translation between those two worlds, and how can we move forward in a way that is authentic, right? That is authentic, that is efficient, that is effective. And the more that we let go and we detach from any sort of even ideology, right, which I'm feeling you're so doing this, Aquarius. It's been like a light switch for you. That's what I'm feeling. All right. But nonetheless, the more that you release, right? You release and you simultaneously align, research, clarify the direction that you want to move in, right? That fool's journey. The faster, the easier, the transit through this, the transit through this, and the transit through this is going to be, okay? Full alignment with self. That's what it's coming to for you. I'm feeling, Aquarius, strongly. All right, so this is very exciting. Oh my goodness, very exciting. I hope that you have a beautiful new moon, Aquarius. Thank you so much for tuning in again and for all of your comments. I am always so very touched by them. So thank you for connecting. And let's see, I will be back soon actually with your full moon reading on the 11th of April. So stay tuned for that. And yes, check out your ascendant, rising, or moon sign as well, as oftentimes those will provide you with further insights into your situation. All right. I know that I resonate a lot with my moon, even more than my sun. So it doesn't hurt to check it out. If you don't know your signs though, you can click the link below in the description box and that will compute your signs for you. All right, so thank you so much again, Aquarius. And also, if you don't know your exact birth time, right, it may change your ascendant, rising, and possibly your moon. So play around with it a little bit and see what you get. All right. Nonetheless, thank you so much again, Aquarius, for tuning in, and I will see you again soon. Bye.